Buenos dias, hola. Kaipachu with the weekly Paleo report. Can you believe it is March 30th already? Oh man. Anyway, this is the earliest Paleo report I have ever done. It's like 6:30. The sun is just coming up here. I got so much work to do today, as I'm sure you do. Mars conjunct Saturn. It's exact next Monday, but it's happening now, and you can feel it, right? Anyway, and with Venus, Venus was just conjunct Saturn too, so we got Saturn energy going on big time. I talked about it in the lunar planner. Anyway, what else is going on? Well, yeah, we've got the new moon happening at 11 degrees 31 minutes of Aries. That's coming up. And Friday, the sun conjuncts Chiron. And on, what is it? Saturday, Mercury conjuncts Chiron. Basically, as you can see at the chart that I put at the beginning of the report, okay, it is a Mercury, Sun, Moon, Chiron conjunction. So this new moon, which like you do a birth chart for the new moon, and it's kind of like the energy that's going on for the month. Well, it's Chiron energy, the wounded healer, right? Healing crisis, ay ay ay, in Aries. Well, I'll get into interpretations later. The rest of these aspects that are happening, basically, I want to talk today about three things. Okay, the Mars-Saturn conjunction is happening at the same time that the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is happening. Okay, the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is not exact until April 12th. It's like 2 weeks from now, but it's definitely active right now because Jupiter moves so slowly. Neptune moves so slowly. Look at this grandmother here. Cut it out. Let me get you. I'll get you a shot of her going up. Can you see? She's a big one. She's too big to even really see her tops. Anyway. Yeah. Where was I? So three things, yeah. Mercury, Moon, Sun, Chiron, right, with the new moon. And then Jupiter, Neptune in Pisces. And then Mars, Saturn in Aquarius. And that sets the tone for this week. I mean, the moon does move on. Okay, by Saturday, she goes into Taurus. Okay, and comes along and, after she squares Pluto, she comes in and conjuncts Uranus. There's the river. I'll get down there. Let me just get down to the river and talk about it. Okay. Found a little spot here. I gotta say, like, I'm so busy, I can't do the Paleo report tomorrow, Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. The moon is still in Pisces. She really doesn't go into Aries until like Thursday, if you're in this time zone of Costa Rica. And just the river is just so mellow today. It's so inviting. It's just trickling along so beautifully. And this is just a very mellow time. Moon in Pisces. And I forgot to say, Venus is going into Pisces next Tuesday. So it's going to be really sweet. And coming up here, as the moon goes around, at the end of the month, Mars is going to go into Pisces, and we're going to have the moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune all in Pisces. Yeah, it's going to be great. But what I'm saying also is we will feel a shift in the energy when the moon moves into Aries, the warrior. And Mars Saturn aspects are infamous for war, for anger, for suppressed masculine energy that just comes out and explodes. And yeah, in the sign of Aquarius, global consciousness. This involves, everybody, even though the battle itself may be more localized. It does indicate that there is something stirring deep within the collective consciousness here that needs to be addressed, that needs to be looked at. It's beyond the scope of this weekly report. Um, I talked a little bit more about this in uh, the monthly lunar planner, the monthly overview that you can get. It's on the blog on my website, or you can get it in your inbox if you get my newsletter. But this is astrology for the soul. This is more about our internal process and more about what each one of us individually can do. The mantra is for each of us to repeat to ourselves through the week as our own evolutionary process, because as much as we are part of a collective, we are also individuals, and we are on our own individual evolutionary journey over lifetimes. So yes, relationships come and go. Family stays longer. Jobs and friends come and go. And in fact, well, that brings me to the first thing. This Mars Saturn is exactly square the moon's nose. 22 degrees. I am going to read to you the Sabian symbol for the 23rd degree of Aquarius. It is very super powerful. And we know in evolutionary astrology that Mars Saturn, whenever planets are square the moon's nodes, it's a must do. This has got to happen in order for evolution to proceed forward towards that north node in Taurus, towards moving into unconditional self-love, self-sufficiency, abundance, prosperity, the ability to receive. Right. This is where we are now for a year and a half as that node moves through Taurus. In order for that to, in order to get there, right now we need to do this Mars Saturn, which has to do with focus, and I talked about it a little last week. Focusing our will, getting work done, discipline, discipleship, self-control, focus. These are all key words here. And focusing on what? The future. Aquarius is the future. And Aquarius is raising the bar, improving, enlightenment, liberation, stepping outside of the box of conventional, normal thinking and mainstream stuff into experimenting and, really looking at innovating new ways, new pathways. So let me, as long as I'm on it, I may as well read the freaking Sabian symbol. You can download this. I've said it before. It's on my website under the resources tab. Scroll down, and you'll see an astrological mandala by Dane Ridger. Yeah. This is, and I have to say, I marked this in my ephemeris and on my calendar. Okay, April 4th, like months ago. This is one of the high points that I said, oh man, April 4th, some stuff is going to be hitting the fan. Right? A big bear sitting down and waving all its paws. The self-discipline which results from an intelligent development of individual faculties under proper training. What constitutes the proper training of children or animals is a complex and much disputed problem. That's for sure, man. Everybody has different ideas about how to raise kids. The symbol seems to state simply that powerful life energies can be trained adequately. The implication or extension of the idea being that no training is really successful unless it leads to the realization of the value and power of self-discipline. We are constantly faced with situations which, whether we are aware of it or not, are in fact training situations. God or soul is the trainer. Much depends on the attitudes we assume in these situations. Character and a warm understanding of what is involved in the process of growth and overcoming of emotional heaviness can be taught. We can learn to discipline our natural impulses and to use them for a more than personal purpose. This is discipleship in the true sense of the term. Woo! You see, that's it. The mantra speaks of this discipleship. And just get this, emotional heaviness. The overcoming of emotional heaviness can be taught. This is self-discipline. This is self-control. This is maturity. This is Saturn moving through Aquarius, really being able to step outside of our inner child and our passions and our anger and our frustration and everything that's going on in here into really seeing this life as a training. I mean, it's like we're in boot camp Earth. It's like, okay, we're going to throw this at you and this at you and this at you, and you're going to get to practice love. You're going to get to practice compassion. You're going to get to practice forgiveness. Yeah, for yourself, for other people. Oh, God, that reminds me of the song for today. I got two songs for today. One of them, of course, has to be Bachman Turner Overdrive, Taking Care of Business. Every day, taking care of business every way. Me, oh my. Working overtime. And this is inner work as well as our work in the world. Both have to occur simultaneously. It's almost like we have to work on ourselves in order to fully, do something, out in the outer world. So anyway, where was I? Oh, the second one. Oh Well, by Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Because this kind of also comes in a little bit. Even talks to God and says, I'm your man. But this is a time of when, first of all, Aquarius is friends, groups, and associations. I talked a little bit about Venus, Saturn, now Mars, Saturn, squaring the moon's nodes. The moon's nodes have to do with emotional ties, bonds, and connections from past lifetimes, and emotional bonds and connections with other people that are going to lead us forward into our future lifetime. When Saturn comes in to square these moon's nodes, it's time to say goodbye to karmic relationships from past lifetimes that helped get us where we are and maybe are safe, stable, secure, or they were until now, because Saturn has to do with separation. Saturn has to do with setting new goals, especially in Aquarius, future goals that we now are forming and seeing. with our inner eye. Yeah? The life that we want to lead, this is what the mantra is about. And it involves saying goodbye and letting go of. It's like you got to pick up your foot in order to take the next step. You've got to let go of what once held you and look for a new footing. Look for a new place. Oh, which I mean, on the way down here, I'm climbing down to the river, right? And I step on this. It's almost a boulder. I mean, it was a big size boulder, right? And I knocked it off the rock. It was sitting on top of another rock. I knocked it off the rock. And of course, I almost fell over, but I was actually holding on to a little tree. First of all, I thanked the tree. And then I felt very special. I felt a part of nature. Like I changed. I moved that rock. And who knows what's going to happen as a result of me moving that rock. You know, the water's going to come in the rainy season and it's going to go a different path because that rock was moved. And things are going to change over the long course of history. I mean, I've changed history today doing the Pele report, moving this rock that was on my path. Anyway, everything we do has significance. Every word, every action, everything we do is we're really sending out ripples through the vast cosmic empire. And this is the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction that is coming tighter and tighter and closer over the next couple of weeks. And it's great. Jupiter stays, actually moves out of Pisces pretty quickly into Aries. Yikes. We'll talk about that when it comes. Right now, let's talk about spirit love. This is also in the mantra today. I am a disciple of spirit love. Pisces, Jupiter, Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces along with Neptune. So the two rulers of Pisces are coming together in their own sign. And that own sign of Pisces is heaven, nirvana, samadhi, all that is, unity consciousness, the law of one. So spirit love is Neptune love, the higher octave of Venus. Venus is personal love and Mars is sexual love. And we get all into this, these personal, sexual, romantic relationships and they involve, money and bodies and da-da-da-da. But beyond that, above that, and definitely intermingled with that, right? It is the same octave, the same frequency, the same vibration and quality is spiritual love, platonic love, divine love, the love of our brothers and sisters and animals and rocks and stones and nature and flowers and blah, 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 blah. We are all one with all that is. We are merged in this, and this Neptune spirit love also connects us to the tapestry, right? The web of life. And it guides us. When you're connected, you're in a way you are free, and in another way you're guided because you just know your path. You ever have that feeling, that knowing that this just has to be done. This is so clear. There's maybe no reason or explanation, or it doesn't make sense to a lot of other people, but inwardly there emerges within us the truth about where we need to go. These are those times. These are Jupiter-Neptune times. Yay! I had to get that wasp off of my toe. That was very clear to me. It's all right. I didn't hurt him. He flew away. Anyway, yeah, you get this. You get this. So it's interesting to have this self-discipline and this strength and this power, but it's being guided and led. I think I'm sitting on a wasp nest or something, man. They are like all over the freaking place. Get some wasp medicine. Anyway, where the hell was I, man? Oh yeah, yeah. So you get this is the Mars, Saturn, then the Jupiter, Neptune, and then last but not least, primarily, the new moon conjunct Mercury and Chiron in Aries. I did the Sabian symbol for this new moon in the lunar planner, the 12th degree of Aries. Very powerful Sabian symbol for this new moon that sets the tone for this whole month. And I talked about it's almost as if there is a separation between those that go with the Mars Saturn and fight their battles and get lost in the material time-space world, and those that rise to the Jupiter Neptune of spirit love and divine guidance. Where are you? Whoop, 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 whoop. Because Chiron, the wound becomes your medicine only if and when you address it, acknowledge it, research it, delve into your pain, into your wound, into your soul. Then you become the alchemist. Then, that wound transforms through your attention, focus, knowledge, love, and inner work, and discipleship, and discipline. We change our wound into medicine. If we don't do our work, we deny it, we avoid it, we hide it, we're ashamed of it, we, numb out, whatever. Chiron in Aries then becomes, right, war, battle, machismo, yeah? It's like, I have to prove that my masculine is wounded, my warrior is wounded. Oh, I don't want anybody to see that. I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to get a bomb. I'm going to, get a fist. I'm going to, I'm going to overcompensate for my weakness. Yeah. I'm going to make love with millions of, notch my belt or whatever, with every conquering thing that I can grab hold. I mean, it's just, it's an ugly wound. What can I say? We're working on this collectively, for 8 years. Chiron spends a longer time in Aries than any other sign of the zodiac due to his elliptical orbit. And he's only halfway through, less than halfway through. He doesn't go into Taurus until I think 2025, 2026. Anyway. The other way that this wound, if we don't address it and use our discipline and discipleship to go in and alchemically transform it, is that we just feel helpless. We feel powerless. We feel incapable, unable to help ourselves, assert ourselves, get what we want. We give up. We got no courage. We got no kajubies. And I'm talking about men and women. We all have Mars. We all have Aries. We all have a masculine. Whether it's on the outside or the inside, anima, animus, doesn't matter. We're all dealing, with a need now for strength, for realizing the power within, the warrior within, to really face what's going on around here. Ow! Woo! It's pretty gnarly, man. It's gnarly out there. Just stay down here at the river. Okay, so I have the strength and the power to create the life I now see. For as a disciple of spirit love, my path is laid out for me. Yeah? When you meditate, when you have some type of spiritual discipline, some type of spiritual practice, that you tune in to spirit love, which is universal guidance, divine intelligence, the path is laid out for you. And it may look from the outside, and other people may go, oh, wow, you just do whatever you want, or oh, you're free, or oh, you're da da da. Actually, not. Actually, not. You are a bear with its paws up. You are being trained to follow the path that is laid out for you by a subconscious, unconscious, spiritual will that is beyond your personal ego, wants, desires, or goals. And so your life may look chaotic from the outside. Your life may look wild. Your life may look, like, what, yeah. Raise their eyebrows, drop their jaws. But actually, you are on a course. You are on a path that is actually destined, or I don't know. You get into the paradox of freedom, and, free and not free. Yes, I'm very free from external authority control, but I'm not really free from, like what I have to be doing, saying, and whatever here, there, and everywhere else. It's, I don't know. You figure it out. So yeah, this is, and of course Mercury is there. It's great that Mercury is there. Also with this, this is our, our moon, our feelings, joined together with Mercury, our thoughts, the sun, our solar purpose, breaking through to, identify, look at, and heal this wound of Chiron. And yes, it is very often a healing crisis. Let's not forget there is a crisis involved where we need to choose our priorities. We have the free will to decide what is more important. The long term, the short term, the spiritual, the material, this relationship, that relationship, this path, that path, this country, that country, this political view, that political view. We choose. So this is a time of big decision. Saturn is choices and decisions. Yes, no, contract, no contract, commitment, no commitment. Mars, Saturn, this is time to decide. You've got big decisions to make, big choices to make. The cool thing is that if you tune in and you tap in, you will know. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard when you know. And when you know, the way is made clear when you are on it. One more time. I have the strength and the power to create the life I now see. For as a disciple of spirit love, my path is laid out for me. Namaste, aloha, so much